Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Prediction Show, special Friday edition of our three-team parlay. We've done this all year. We've hit 4 out of 16 parlays on $100 bets. Those usually are anywhere from 4 to 8 to 1 odds, according if you're betting a favorite or an underdog. So we're week 16. We've bet $1,600. And in that time, we've hit 4 parlays, all 4 totaled right around $500 to $600. So we've spent out $1,600. We've brought in $2,400. So we're going to be up no matter what happens the rest of the year. Like I said, last week, if you watched, we only hit 1 out of 3. We just barely missed the other 2. That brings us to today in our 3-team parlay for this weekend's football games. And we're going to start off with the Immaculate Reception 50th anniversary game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams are at 6-8 right now. Pittsburgh is a 2.5-point favorite. And when I look at this game, we can talk numbers for sure in this one. Pittsburgh has the 7th best red zone defense in the NFL, and they battle a Raiders team that is 28th in red zone offense. The Steelers' 7th ranked rush defense should be able to contain the Raiders and a banged up Jacobs in this matchup. I think Pittsburgh also has the advantage of some important intangibles, such as penalties and turnovers. Las Vegas is next to last in the NFL in penalties per game, while Pittsburgh is a more respectable 17th. Pittsburgh is the middle of the pack 15th in the NFL in turnover differential, while Las Vegas is just 23rd in turnover differential. Beyond that, the emotion of this night should play in the Steelers' favor. You have the 50th anniversary reunion of the Immaculate Reception game. And now, from the tragedy that happened earlier this week with 72-year-old Franco Harris passing away, they will be playing in the memory of a true Steelers legend in Franco Harris. Expect Pittsburgh to be playing at an all-time high level intensity. And really, this team has played very well the last 4 weeks and have beaten some decent teams, have played some decent teams tough. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to go Pittsburgh Steelers -2.5 for the first of our 3-legged parlay. Next up, we've got the Detroit Lions, 7-7 at 1.1-6. I think the only team still in the history of the NFL to make the playoffs, going 1-6 at the start of the year, was the 1970 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals won 7 straight games to go 8-6, 14-game season, made the playoffs, eventually lost to Johnny Unitas and the Baltimore Colts 17-0. The Carolina Panthers, on the other hand, sit at 5-9. Steve Wilkes has done a really good job, I think, of getting this ship not necessarily righted, but everybody seems to be all on board. They're all playing very hard. The Panthers usually don't get blown out too often. Detroit is favored by 2.5. Detroit needs this for a shot at the playoffs. Now, the Lions are chasing the 7-6-1 Washington Commanders. The Commanders have to play the 49ers this week for the final wild card spot. If the Commanders lose to the 49ers, a Lions win would put them in that last playoff spot. And while the Panthers are only 1 game behind, NFC South leading Tampa Bay, but I don't know if we'll see a dramatic battle here down the stretch between all those teams because all of them have fairly difficult schedules outside of Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay will end up winning the division. Now, the Lions are tied with Tampa Bay and Dallas for the fewest sacks allowed in 2022 at 19. Penei Sewell's played really well. The Detroit Lions offensive line has really gelled, especially over the last 2 months. Their offensive line will make the difference here, too. They will allow Jared Goff to find his teammates when it matters the most. Now, my only concern here is Goff is much better at home than he is on the road. But I'm also expecting the Lions to be able to run the ball efficiently after what I saw in the Steelers versus Panthers clash in Week 15. The Panthers had difficulty stopping the run. On the other side of the ball, the Lions' run D will try to extend its dominance. Detroit has only surrendered 167 rushing yards over its last 3 contests. Dan Campbell's done a great job with this team. The defense was absolutely atrocious at the start of the year. Now the defense is why they beat the Jets. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put my money on the Detroit Lions. I'm going to give the 2.5 points. That brings us to the third game of our 3-team parlay for the week. That's the Cincinnati Bengals at the New England Patriots. Now, these teams are trending in completely opposite directions. And last week's loss is going to be very difficult for the Patriots to recover from emotionally. I think the last time we saw a loss even remotely close to that would have been the 1978 Giants and the Eagles and Giants game. You had the miracle at the Meadowlands with the fumble. He gets picked up by Herm Edwards, running for a touchdown. They should have been taking a knee. For some reason, they tried to reverse pivot handoff to Larry Zonka. Steve Pisarcik did. It didn't work out well. Now, the Patriots have not been good in the underdog role either. They've covered the spread just twice in their last 9 tries. They're facing a Bengals team that is going to be feeling completely different coming into this matchup as the Bengals erased a 17-point deficit in their win over Tampa Bay. They have now covered the spread in 6 straight games and are starting to look like the team that made a Super Bowl run last year. Burrow and company have covered the spread in 6 of their last 7 road games, making them a strong team to take on Saturday. So in that game, I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to give the 3 points. So my 3-team parlay is the Steelers -2.5, Lions -2.5, Bengals -3. The odds on this are 6-1. So a $100 bet, $600. You bet $50, $300. You throw 20 on this, you can win 120. So that is our 3-team parlay for this weekend. And remember, betting.net finds the best promotions, offers, and bonus codes so you don't have to. Head over to their website now to take advantage of things like free bets and matching deposits. Plus, guys, I want to bring up that right now you can sign up with stake.us and use our exclusive promo code of TGT Social, all capital letters, to secure your unique 5% rakeback bonus. I think for your money, TGT Socials, use the promo code. Stake.us is the best social casino out there. Make sure you hit that one up. Also, check out TGT Play on Twitter. I believe there might be a YouTube channel too, but I know on Twitter you can check out at TGT Play, which is your main source for social casinos. You can follow me on The Grueling Truth at Grueling Truth. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth.